Well, hello everybody, Temporis 6 is officially live, and I'm going to show you everything you need to know to get going on this Temporis, and I'm going to do it as quickly as possible. And yes, there will be a giveaway, so pay attention. Alright, I'm going to be bringing this stuff at you as quickly as possible, so hold on tight, I've got a lot to throw at your way. When you first get out here, make sure you talk to the rogue that's standing right here. She's going to give you a quest to tell you to fight one of each one of these little starter characters right here, and then she's going to give you the choice of any elemental spell. So chance, int, strength, or agility, you get to pick one right off the bat. Also in this Temporis, when you do fights, you are not only dropping scrolls that are spells for your character, but you are also dropping equipment, and yes, that goes all the way up to level 200. So if there's a particular piece of equipment that you're looking for and you don't want to go buy it from the market, just go to equipment, you can come here and do a search for the different items, and now you can select bestiary and it will show you exactly which creatures are going to drop the equipment that you are looking for. Also, if you're trying to knock out the quests up here in Incarnum, which I highly recommend because it'll probably get you to about level 20, some of the resources that you need will be dropped from the actual enemies up here, so you don't necessarily have to try to get the iron, get the wood, just fight the mobs that are going to drop that resource up here so you can keep those quests moving along and getting XP at the same time. Oh, and one additional thing on the professions, sometimes when you're doing the gathering professions like harvesting wheat and stuff, you'll see a little pink box come floating up. Make sure you open up your inventory and double click that because it's straight up XP for that profession. Next up, we got the fun Temporis Battle Pass. Very important process of this entire thing, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make progress. First, I got to show you how to get those tokens. If you bring up your achievements tab, down here at the very bottom, you're going to see Temporis. And underneath this is literally going to list every way that you can unlock tokens through the progress. You can fight monsters, fight arc monsters, do the dungeons on 3 separate weeks, get achievement points, challenges, do quests, leveling, and sidekicks. Sidekicks are a big piece of this Temporis, really help separate it from Temporis 4, and I'm going to cover that more a little bit later, and that's what's going to involve the giveaway. So again, pay attention. To bring up the battle pass, you're going to click this little arrow that's pointing up, and if you by any chance pop up on any of these other tabs, just select the one here on the far left side, and this is your Temporis battle pass. I'm going to point out a few things that are really important to know right here at the beginning. Anything inside of one of these big boxes will come back with you to the regular server once Temporis closes. So those are the things that are really fun to try to shoot for. Anything in the small boxes are just here for you to enjoy while you are on Temporis. Top right corner, you're going to see this XP potion bottle, and this is a bottle of XP that will also come back with you to the regular server once this is over. Now, a couple of the small items here that I will point out to you that are kind of important. First is this potion bottle that you get right here. Once you unlock this at 10 Tempokens, it is an unlimited use potion bottle that will take you straight to the new zone, and we're going to go there and cover that here in just a minute. Also, here at 20 Tempokens, you will get your first brand new sidekick. She's a Sacrier. All the sidekicks will also follow the same active and passive rules as their associated class as everybody else. So that's a fun note to know. If you got a particular class you're wanting to try, but you didn't pre-register as that, find the sidekick associated with it, and you kind of get to try the class that way. So that's a really fun twist. Also, a little further down here, I'll point out, just because you may not notice it, it's this at 50 Tempokens, this is a bag or 3 bags of 20,000 commas. So if at the beginning you're really focusing on trying to grind, get some levels, and you're not really focused on trying to make commas by professions or anything like that, keep working on the battle pass, and every so often you're going to get a chunk of commas that then you can probably go use to upgrade gear and stuff like that from people that are doing things with the market. And the last thing I'll say is I encourage you to slide down through this and set yourself a goal. What is it that you want to shoot for? You'll see that there are other, your pet will actually turn into a pet's mount at some point. Important note about the pets and pets mounts, they will not have these stats when they come back to the regular server with you. They will just be cosmetic at that point, you know, something to show off. But you will see that there are also a lot of sidekicks that are in here as well. So if you want to try some of these sidekicks, this is the only way you're going to get to them. And speaking of sidekicks, why don't we go check those out right now? We're going to double click this potion, and this is the new zone that is associated with this Temporis, and I have a feeling it might be in future Temporises as well. You'll recognize Philippaz over here. He's the person that's going to take you to that disco room that was in Ecaflip City, and it will allow you to fight arc monsters and wanted monsters over there. You'll need the tokens to do that, and I'll show you how to get that. Over here is the person that you will go to get some sidekick stuff. We'll check that here in a second, and we're going to start here with the same person that you saw there at the start of Incarnum. You're going to talk to her, go in here, and this is the room that's associated with the scrolls. Don't throw away scrolls that you have no use for. If you look in the market to try to sell them and you're like, these things aren't worth nothing, I'm just going to trash them. Don't yet. bring them up here. This person on the right-hand side, this destructive spellbook, if you want to click on this, put your scrolls that you don't want into here, and you're literally going to be basically destroying them or converting them into Scrollokens. I've had lots of people say, how do you get the Scrollokens? This is how you do it. So do not trash your old scrolls. Just bring them up here. If somebody throws them on the ground, pick them up. Bring them up here, toss them in here, get some free Scrollokens. With the Scrollokens, you can do a few different things. If you are trying to level your scroll profession, you can then use Scrollokens with certain spells to level your scroll mage's profession. And there are some spells that will only be craftable. Now, just so you know, this is going to be a bit of a grind. This is a spell that can only be dropped from Up and Incarnum. So you're going to have to grind for a bunch of these. And if you drop one, I crafted one and I got one level. The next spell does not show up until like level 10 or somewhere around there. So if you want to commit to this, you're going to have to commit to this. But it could be a great combo making potential if you're willing to invest the time. Other things you can do with the Scrollokens. If you talk to Roscoe and go to buy, here's where you can get some fun spells. You can get some cosmetics that are exclusive to just this. There's a certificate you can get. Also, this is where you get the Search-Okens and Arch-Okens to go use in the Philippaz area. If you wanted to start a guild, this is where you can do that. And there is still one more thing you can do with these Scrollokens, and it's going to be in the sidekick area. So let's zip over there real fast. All right, this is the chamber where you get the sidekicks. Cool fact, every sidekick that you get will then be on display on these platforms. So it almost gives you a reason to keep trying to get them because you're going to fill up this auditorium areas. So you talk to Debbie right here, go to buy, and she's going to list all the different sidekicks that you can get. Now there's two ways to get sidekicks. You can buy them from her and you can get them from that battle pass. These are the two ways that you get sidekicks. There's 36 sidekicks total, I believe. Now when you hover over top of these, you will see there is a level requirement. That's the level you have to be to use that sidekick, not necessarily to buy the sidekick. If you want to know what the spells and characteristics are like on these sidekicks, just click this little sidekick icon right here. And there's two sides. Characteristics, if you scroll down here, you can select one of these. It's going to tell you exactly what's going on with them, a little backstory. And you can click on the right-hand side to see all the spells and what are associated with them. You cannot change the spells that are on your sidekick. There is a male and female version of each class, and they do have their own set of spells. And like I mentioned earlier, they follow the same passive and active spells as the associated class. So that's a really fun twist, and I'm glad they included that. Now, since we're talking about sidekicks, I want to bring up this sidekick underneath the Temporis Pass and show this to you real quick. Every one of these sidekicks can be used to get achievements. So if you do one fight with a sidekick and the mob that you fight is higher than your level, you will get the achievement of doing a fight with that sidekick. But if you scroll down, you will also find that they do this in sets of 15 as well. If you do 15 fights with that sidekick and you're fighting mobs that are above your combined level or your group level, if you're running with people, you'll be working towards this. So if you're running solo, grab yourself a sidekick that you haven't used much yet and go fight simple big mobs because it counts. All you got to do is have a group that's bigger than you. And you're like, well, I'm way above that level. That's okay. Remember, you're going to get scrolls that you don't need, so you can go get Scrollokens, and then you can use the Scrollokens to then buy more sidekicks for use later. I mean, it all works together. The circle of life. It's beautiful. I love it. Good stuff. I like it, Ankama. All right, here is a quick plug for the giveaway. All you got to do in the comment section below, let me know what the favorite sidekick is that you have had and used already, or which one in the list are you most excited about. It'd be cool to find out if there is a particular sidekick that everyone is really excited for. So let me know what that is. I'm going to select 2 winners at random, and I will reach out to you directly on YouTube. Okay, just a little bit more to cover in this video, and that's going to be everything involving the spells. If you click on the spells icon down here, you're going to find this huge list of all the spells that are available to you throughout this Temporis. Now you'll see the level that's required to be able to use it. You'll also see a little monster here if it's something that can be dropped from an enemy, or the little hammer if it's something that is craftable from that scroll shop that I showed you just a second ago. Now, when you fight monsters or you get scrolls that you want to use, you simply double click them to unlock them. All the unlocked spells will jump to the top. So if you unlock something way down here, you don't have to go looking for it to try to find it. And then what you can do is you can mix and match. Let's say that you're not using this spell anymore. You can take this one off and then you can put something else in its place. It's pretty simple to do. You can also use the save as a set here and create little what they call spell decks of specific types of spells that you want to use. So perhaps you have a chance build that you use when you're out trying to get more drops. And then you got a strength build that you use when you're trying to defeat a dungeon. You can save different ones here and just switch between them so you don't have to go through here and switch all your spells. Now, if you have a spell that you know that you don't want anymore and you want to be able to crush it or sell it, you can click on this little icon right here that says forget the spell, and it'll take it out of your queue and put it back over here as a scroll that then can be exchanged or crushed. And if there is a particular spell that you are wanting to try to find, let's say that you really wanted this Nim, you can click on the little icon and it's going to list all the creatures that have a chance of dropping Nim, and then it'll also tell you the percentage there. So that's a really quick, easy way to try to find what it is that you might be looking for. If you want to see about just purchasing a spell directly, you can go to the consumables market, and that's where you can list and buy scrolls. Okay, that's everything I got for you. I tried to keep this as quick as possible. Hopefully you appreciate it. Sorry I'm talking super fast. If you don't mind and you could just smack that like button for me, I would really appreciate it. Until next time, you all be safe out there and have a fantastic Temporis experience.